Hi, today teardown of this weird aircraft indicator panel. So we have a marker bearing control panel, it seems, with a LED display in degrees, fixed and rotating button, true and relative, DF marker something, and marker counterclockwise, clockwise. I have no clue of what this is all about. I had two of these panels. I did scrap one because the front plate was in bad condition and the buttons were broken. This is my second one. So as you can see, it is quite deep. On the back we have a giant connector, 4 centimeters wide, 1 over, and a big ground screw, cover quarter turn fastener here. So what is this we have here? Let me zoom in. Made by Elettronica Spa Roma, so in Italy. FLT RMB-6 unit, part number here, serial number 32. So obviously not a lot of them were made. So we will open the cover first. It is just a matter of undoing the fastener at the back and it should come off. Yes. We have a very nice internal structure in aluminium with a nice motherboard, wiring here going to the top unit with this nice button assembly we will have a look at because I still have the other one for the one I did scrap, and the cards cage with a cover over them. So let me undo the cover. Okay, so one thing about this device, it must be really over responsive because in fact each sub-assembly has its own model and serial number. Here inside you can see we have serial number 33 on the cover. We have serial number 28 on the frame. This is the switch from the one I did scrap. It has its own serial number. So first we will have a look at the circuit boards. So we have 4 of them. One of them being a very nice extender board, allowing easy repair, I guess, of the other ones, to be able to have some test points where it is plugged in circuit. So this is just a dummy extender board, but usually these things are sold at crazy price when they are not included with the devices. So first real PCB. We have a bunch of AMD and Aris chips. You can see these ones have the part number stamped over them. This thing is called F405 and they did stamp part number. If not, they are Aris MI or M1-7641-8. 2 of them. This one it is not possible to read because of the stamp. And here AMD 26LS31DMB. No clue what this is all about. Very nice and tidy circuit board. Very nice gold pin connector, of course. So this is the first one. and we have two boards loaded with chips here. We have Texas Instruments 54LS series, HP something 6N134 in ceramic golden packages, 54LS series, all this. Okay, and you can see, yes, we have serial number here written on this PCB and written on the PCB even, and some silk screen over the parts, and conformal coating also. And you can notice here we are missing some conformal coating. Looks like yes, these two chips were replaced at some point. Okay, next board will be more or less the same thing. Little harder to remove this one. And yes, it is exactly the same flavor, minus the golden chips. Motorola stuff here, MC14093 on more 57LS series. So I guess most of them are just driving the display we have in here. Sure, because in fact it is a smart the display in the front here is using smart TIL something indicators. We will have a look at it immediately. So I need to undo the two buttons. They have set screws, so it is easy enough. The other one, almost. Okay, there is some kind of piece here. So I can undo the two screws. Try to, at least it is not the correct screwdriver. Okay. Here we are. So what do we have in here? It should lift, yes. As you can see, it lifts very nicely. We have big screws here for attaching the front plate to the frame. We have the screws for the other stuff. We have this coax connector for the backlight in the thing. Quite interesting. So this front plate has its own serial number. It is written 28 volts power supply, July 1986. It is a stereo panel, serial number 7. But this is serial number 39. I am lost in serial numbers. And we have a thick piece of smoked glass here for the display. So this will be just a piece of PCB with tracks and lamps soldered at the correct spots. And this is a plexiglass piece, probably. Quite, just this piece must be overly expensive. So here we have 3 smart LED displays in sockets. As you can see, I cannot read the model number, but we have a small IC controller at the bottom and little individual digits, segments for the making numbers. It is the most I can zoom in, I believe. So they are quite expensive, these things. Okay, last thing we will have a look at is this unit here, which is the tube positions commutator, because it is interesting. It is not made like any commutator. In fact, here is the other one I have, the spare one. And you can see at the base we have a PCB with 6 wires. And what do we have inside? I do not remember which side is the easier one to open. I believe it will be this one. So spare no expense here, as you can see, because just on this unit we already have a quite impressive number of screws and of metal work. Here we are. So how does it work? In fact, as you can see, we have, I will remove the other ones here. So it is a contactless switch working with infrared beams. Just 1 second. Last screw. Okay. So what do we have? We have infrared beams, regular things with a LED and a photodiode, and this piece is moving and breaking the infrared beam. So it is contactless and probably very, very sturdy. And you can see we have solid aluminium pieces here, U-shaped aluminium piece here, very thick one, and the some grease, some center return spring mechanism, and this piece here is brass. So really something expensive and should be nice to reuse for some project. It is why I did keep this part. We have 4 sensors, so we can fill 5 different positions with counting the including the middle position. It seems very, very nice stuff. Yes, it is a 2 levels in each direction. So not something you see every day. Okay, so I will put this all back together. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.